This is Clarissa Cassandra Concordia, or you can call me Cla, and I'll be reporting about basic radio hardware. For the objectives of this report, after studying this module, you're expected to be able to, first, enumerate and explain the use of radio hardware. Second, explain the process of radio sound transmission and culture. And third, discuss some trends in audio production. So here are the topics that we'll be discussing in this report. First, we'll brush up on radio hardware, its definition. Next, we'll discuss the different equipment used for both the production and transmission of sound. And lastly, we'll discuss how sound is transmitted. Now let's start with the radio hardware or the broadcast equipment. So, a radio equipment is an electrical or electronic product that transmits or receives radio waves for the purpose of radio communication. So, it includes all TV and radio receivers that are capable of being connected to a public telecommunications network. So, in the succeeding slides, I will be discussing some of the equipment that are used for producing a radio program. And in this picture, we can see DZMM Teleradio's radio station. So, of course, some of the equipment that we can see here are the console and the microphone. And these are the things that are used by the radio announcer and the other staff in producing the radio show. Now, let's talk about broadcast equipment for production. So, what broadcasting equipment do I need to set up on my own radio station? First, let's have here the microphone. So, of course, we all know what a microphone is, but in the context of radio broadcast production, a microphone is a mechanical device that transforms sound waves into electrical impulses or audio waves. So, technically, the microphone captures the sound and converts it into electrical impulses. And in practice, its primary responsibility is to carry the voice through to the listeners. Next, we have here a tape recorder, and from its name itself, it is used for the recording of the production materials for any delayed programming and airing of tapes from outside sources. So, if you are not having a live radio show, then you can just play the audio that is recorded using the tape recorder. So, aside from that, the recording system makes use of electromagnetic phenomena to both record and reproduce sound waves. Next, we have here the cartridge machine, which is a player recorder that is ideal for playing announcements or plugs. So if you are a frequent listener of radio shows, of course, these shows are not only focused on the show itself. There are breaks or commercials. You can also hear jingles, announcements, and even snippets of songs. So this is the machine that is used to play those sounds. Now let's have here the turntable. So the turntable transforms sound imprinted on discs into sounds that we hear. So basically, it is a device that plays sound recordings. Next, let's have here the CD player, which is basically used for playing recorded material on disc. So next, we also have here the broadcast console. A broadcast console is the interface that the radio announcer uses to control what's heard on air. So this is the equipment used by the radio announcer if they want to make the voice or the sound louder or not. And aside from that, you can also use it to mix or join together different sounds. When we discussed how to write a radio script, then we can see how the sound can be joined together, or how the sounds can be used to fade in or fade out. And aside from that function, the broadcast console is also used to amplify audio frequency currents to the desired level. Next, we have here the demagnetizer or the bulk eraser. So the demagnetizer or the bulk eraser, from its name itself, is used to completely erase old recordings from tapes. It is a device that uses electromagnetic energy to erase all the data from magnetic discs and tapes. So using a bulk eraser, you can erase files in bulk. You don't have to erase them manually. Now let's go to the broadcast equipment for transmission. So what are these equipment that we can use to transmit the sound produced? So first we have here the transmitter. A transmitter amplifies the audio frequency from the console and transmits it to the antenna system. So it turns electrical signals into radio waves. And aside from that, the transmitter is also used in wireless microphones to transmit the audio from the microphone to the speaker. And last but not the least, so we have here the antenna system. Antenna or the aerial is the metal rod or dish that catches radio waves and turns them into electrical signals. So this equipment gives out more efficient radiation and increases the effective coverage of the radio station. So there we have it. In the second part of this report, I'll be discussing the principle of radio transmission and, of course, what digital radio is. So please tune in. Thank you.